Good morning and happy March. Today is March 3rd. I'm here for a market update. I'm going to go over some information with you through our MLS. In the past, we have done some information on a couple of different charts, but I'm going to show you something that I think is very impactful. I came across this particular report in our MLS, and I have been talking a lot about how low our inventory is. And I really thought that this was a good way to show you year over, actually we've got 3 years here, or 2 years, 2 full years. Starting here in March 2020, the inventory, the active listings were at 3,702. So today, or as of February 2022, we are showing active listings as 1,951. So we are definitely a big difference from March of 2020 to today. So you can see here that the new listings coming on, the difference. Sold listings aren't too different, but when you don't have the inventory and the demand is still the same, it definitely creates a little bit of a shortage and intense. That's why things are going so fast when they come on the market, because the demand is still there, but yet the inventory is low. So I'm also going to talk to you a little bit too about some interest rates. That's another thing that I've been hearing a lot about, is some anxiety about interest rates in the market and how they're going up. So let's talk about that a little bit. This chart here shows you that back in 2020, how interest rates were up at 3.70%. So, and then right around in this area is where COVID hit. And to keep the market and the economy going, interest rates were lowered to help stimulate the market, help us get through a rough time for everybody. So you'll see the dips here in interest rates. So with our interest rates are just now starting to creep back up, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's going back up to a normal place because they have been so low. And a lot of people have taken advantage of that through refinancing and getting a lower interest rate on their current mortgage, or purchasing a new home and locking in at those low rates. But it's a good thing because our market is still healthy and we're getting back to being in a normal place. So therefore, interest rates are going to reflect us being back in a healthy economy. So here is another slide here for you that just kind of shows that we're still at a really great place. So this is back January of 2018. So and we're looking at interest rates up in the 5s, you know, just a couple of years ago. So yes, we saw some extremely low rates, but comparatively speaking, when you look across the board, we're still, you know, below 4%. Will we see 4s? Yes, we will, and we'll probably see those this year, but we are still historically low compared to just a couple of years ago. I do have a couple more screens for you here. I wanted to show you this too. This is another great one for interest rates as well, because this shows interest rate compared to the last 5 decades. So we're talking like interest rates in the teens here back in the 80s. And I remember my parents telling me that their interest rate was in the teens in the house that I grew up in. So when we're talking about, you know, interest rates rising, we're still historically low, like we can still say that. And this chart here definitely shows how we're still way below the average when it comes to interest rates. So I'm also going to talk here a bit about, I have a lot of people talking about, I'm going to wait until the market crashes to be able to purchase some property. Things are just so crazy right now. I'm going to, scoop up a foreclosure property. So I want to show you here, and I hate to bust the bubble on a lot of those people that are out there talking and waiting for the market to crash. But we're just such in a different place than we were back in 2007 when the market crashed. And that's a subject that I can get more into later on. But here is a great graph that shows you where we are with the forbearance. A lot of people took advantage of the forbearance, and they needed the forbearance back during COVID, which you see people went into the program here and to help them get through a hard time. But you can see that they took advantage of it. But right away, banks were working with people on getting back on track on their payments. And as you see over the year and to today, that people are getting back on track here. And I have another really great slide here for you guys. Let's talk about this one first. So here is a breakdown of a pie here that talks about the percentage of people that went into a forbearance program to help them through the hard times with the crisis for COVID. And here is the outcome of where we are right now from that forbearance program. 38.1% of people are fully paid back from when they went into the program. They worked it out somehow, they got caught up, whatever they needed. So this 19% here. 43.7 have worked out current payments, and they're in a really good place on coming back into being fully out of the forbearance program. Now there's only 18.2 people that are still in trouble. But the interesting thing about the 18.2% is that these people still have equity in their home. So the odds are of them walking away and giving the property back to the bank to go into full foreclosure, the likelihood is very low. Because why would you walk away from your home with equity in it? Why wouldn't you just sell it? But these people right here are still in the process, but the percentage is very low of the people that are still in a process of where they need help recovering from the COVID. So here is another super great slide. And like I said, it's going to be sad for some people that are wanting to see an opportunity to scoop up some properties and foreclosure. But this is just showing you that here is the extremely hard time in real estate where the market, the bubble burst, and here are all of those foreclosures that are still fresh in our mind and giving us the reason and the thought that there will be more in the future. But if you look at this is a normal market going into it, where the foreclosures are. Here is the market that everybody remembers, the spike here in 08 and 09 and in 10 because of the market falling through here in 07. But as you see, we've recovered, and not only have we recovered, but we are in 2021 the lowest that we have ever been in the foreclosures filings. So our market, when it comes to foreclosures, is the healthiest that has ever been. So the forecast, which is fantastic for the health of our market, our real estate market, and moving forward, interest rates still continue to stay low. So there's your market update for March 3rd, and we'll do another one next month. But stay tuned, and we have some exciting stuff to announce that we're going to be posting on our Facebook page, so stay tuned there too. Talk to you soon.